Okay, I'm back. I told you I'll come back and talk about that pre-prep powdered colonoscopy drink. I got it here. I have my chicken and my beef broths still cooking over there on the stove. So if you hadn't had a chance to look at that video of how to make the chicken broth on the stove and the beef broth in the crock pot for the colonoscopy prep, check that out. All right, so on to the sodium bicarbonate potassium chloride for oral solution prep. So sometimes your doctor is going to give you, because there's different types of preps out there. I have the powdered prep. Now it's not powder right now because I already mixed it because I knew I was going to do this live and I wanted it to be ready. But it'll come with a white powder at the bottom here. So what you do, and before I go into the tips, I want to give you my sources. One of my sources came from my CVS Pharmacists as I was preparing for this video. Also, the National Academy of Health, and another YouTuber, Dr. Fred Gandolfe, who is a certified gastrologist. Okay, try to say that 5 times. So one of the things that my CVS pharmacist told me, and I have 7 tips for you today for this, is when you mix this, you want to mix it with warm, well, not warm, but room temperature water, because when you mix it and you start shaking it to have it mix in here, if you mix it with cold water, it's going to take forever to get it to mix. So make sure you mix it room temperature, and then you want to put it in the refrigerator. That's going to be one of the tips later. So I'm going to go straight into the tips. First off, room temperature. That's the first tip. Make sure it's room temperature when you mix it. Second tip is, and let me get, because I have one that is here, a 8-ounce glass, that is mixed, and it is room temperature. And I'm going to try it. It reminds me of, like a stale sparkling water with salt in it and syrup. It has a slight lemon taste. The jug actually says lemon taste. Well, you're supposed to drink this by my doctor's recommendation. You're supposed to drink half of it. So I made a little mark here the day before your actual colonoscopy exam. You're supposed to drink it halfway there and then drink the next half the next day. Now that's what my doctor told me. Follow what your doctor says because it may be different, but half of it. And you're supposed to drink it, according to my doctor's recommendations, is every 15 minutes you want to drink 8 ounces until you get to that halfway full line. Okay, so which brings us to the next tip. Mind over matter. It doesn't taste good. I just got to be straight up for you. But you got to look at the benefits. One of the benefits, according to that for the National American Academy of Health, is that colon cancer is actually the second leading cause of cancer deaths. And so one of the things about colon cancer, because the first leading is cancer due to lung cancer, but the one thing about this is it's preventable. Preventable, though, if it's caught early. So doing your colonoscopy scan is very, very important. So early detection is very important. What they do is they go in with a small tube and they look for polyps inside your intestines. And if they find it, or your colon, if they find them, they take them out. And once they take them out, generally you're given a clean bill of health, and it doesn't allow them to then grow. So, and also, just wanted to let you know, I haven't had it yet because mine is tomorrow, but they say that it's a painless procedure. One, you're sedated, and well, I'll find that out tomorrow. But this one is about the prep drink. So that is second. Mind over matter. Just drink it. Just drink the sip. Just do it little bits at a time, because you want to just think in your mind, this is about my health. This is about keeping me healthy. Okay? But it doesn't taste good. All right. Third tip that I researched is it said use a straw. Well, I can't find any straw, so I got a spoon. But my thought is, if you use a straw, for me, I don't think that's a good tip, but for some of you, it'll keep it from touching your tongue and having the taste as much. But I think it'll take a little bit longer to get it down by using a straw, at least by me. But um, yeah, but you want to drink it quickly, but not too quickly, okay? Because you want to drink it quickly, but take your time. Oh, see? That's why. The fourth tip, take your time and take a break, and don't drink it too quickly, because if your brain doesn't register it to you, you're going to throw up. And you really need this for your prep. So don't drink it too fast. Drink it enough slow so that you can get it down, so that you can get it in so they can do its work. All right. Well, third tip is cold prep. So what I did, like I said earlier, is mix this, because then this allowed me to then put it in the refrigerator so it gets cold. So I'm gonna take a little bit. So I gotta do this the whole night, so might as well just go ahead. And I made it cold, and they said it would taste better. So I'm gonna try it. This was from the refrigerator. It actually does taste better. So cold prep. All right, so I'm gonna finish this so I can at least have some of that to that line done. I did a step further though, because I thought, what if I used to drink, what is that? Is that Tahiti red punch? And when you put it in a freezer, it gets those like crystals, those ice crystals. I says, what if I just put a little bit in the freezer? I wonder would that make it taste better? So I tried that too. So I'm gonna try that. Okay, not as good. um, it's nice because of the ice, I guess, but it also actually makes it a little bit more pronounced, the flavor, as it's going down. It is nice because of the ice, though, because of the coldness. But I don't know, something also because of it being that super cold, you can taste it more. So, tip, make sure it's cold, but you might want to make sure it's cold from the refrigerator and the freezer. So you're learning right along with me. Okay, so that's cold prep. The other part is a chaser. So while you're doing the meal prep, as I told you when I did the um, bone broth and chicken broth video, is that you can't eat anything with red, orange, or purple dyes, and it has to be clear liquids. So what you could do though, and I'm going to do it with the one that's still room temperature because it doesn't taste so good, is you can actually drink and chase it. So one of the things that I got as my homemade bone broth is cooking over there. It's got bone broth from my local pho restaurant, Vietnam Cafe. This one's a chicken broth, and they strained it for me. If you ever have pho, that's one thing. Going to different cultures, if you don't like something like a vegetable or meat from one culture, trying another culture, you might like it. But they make this fabulous broth called that pho is made out of. And so I said, well, if I can't have my homemade broth, let me try the pho broth. So they strained it. And so I'm going to try it with the chaser as the broth. So it just gets out your mouth. Let's see. That's better. Actually, it doesn't make this seem as bad. So maybe a chaser using the bone broth or the chicken or whatever kind of broths. The broths you want to eat. The other thing that you can do is do a chaser. And I'm just going to demonstrate all because it's helping me get this down as I'm telling you about this. With lemonade. I love Chateau. Yep, that helps too. So lemonade. But then also you can chase it with Canada Dry or some Gatorade or some apple grape juice. This one, some apple juice or grape juice. This one has apple and grape. And of course, you always go to water. I have a water video, so if you have a chance to look at that and the benefits of water, because water is very good for you. And the other chaser that you can do that is part of this whole process is with Jello. So let's do another. Ugh. I love Jello though. Oh, so much better. Well, it's almost like a reward. Take this and then you get the nice reward. I remember when I was little, my mom used to give us castor oil every week to keep us healthy. And then she would chase it with stuff that we like. So it kind of reminds me of that, brings back a childhood memory. So chasers, that's another thing. Last one is also, remember I told you in the other video, you can use Italian ice or popsicles. Well, I had it sitting over there too long, so it's a little bit, and I melted off its stick. But this one's a pina colada one. You can chase it with. Yep. I can get through this eating that popsicle. That's a nice popsicle. All right. So that was the sixth tip. And the final tip, which is really not a tip of like how to finish this off, but just a tip that the second dose, whatever that means for your doctor, my doctor said do half of it now, half of it tomorrow, at least 2 to 3 hours before you go in for your for the procedure, because you don't want to be having to go when you're on your way there. Drink it all up. You really want to drink it all up because yes, it's going to clean you out the night before, but as you sleep through the night, there's going to be more pancreas and intestinal secretions and production, other bile production. And so some leftover things that you want to do that last little bit so that it cleans you out completely, because you really want to give that doctor the opportunity to be able to see everything up in there. And just imagine if you ever had a sore throat, You wouldn't go to the doctor with a bunch of food in your mouth while they're trying to look in your throat. The same thing for your intestines. You don't want to have a bunch of things inside your intestines while they're trying to get up there and find those polyps, so you don't have to have so they, if you have some, that they can get them out, so you don't um, lessen your chance for cancer. That is our 7 tip. So, first tip, room temperature. Second tip, mind over matter. Third tip, use a straw. Well, remember I said I really like that one. Or a spoon. And you don't want it on your mouth, on your tongue. Take your time and take breaks. Was our fourth tip. Cold prep, chasers, and last but not least, finish the medication. Well, that's my tips for you. I'm going to go and finish this. I got to do it every 15 minutes for the next couple of hours. I haven't even put a dent in this. It has to go here. Well, wish me luck. But at least I have my chasers and my pina colada popsicle stick. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. Please like and subscribe if you want future videos like this. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good morning, afternoon, or night. Peace.